Hello everyone. So today what we'd like to do is look at one other aspect of linear regression, and this is called stepwise, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. So actually I'll show you what that is, and I'll show you what that is right now. The first order of business, of course, is for us to have the GSS new opened, and that is one of the two data sets, the new data sets that I'm sending to you. So if you open that up to variable view, as you see here, you will see the list of variables that we will be looking at. So our first question asks us to look at a person's occupational prestige score, which is variable number 9, and to see if we could look at age, which is number 8, number of brothers and sisters, which is item variable number 4, and so on and so on. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking at 6 variables to see if those variables in combination are related to a person's occupational prestige score, or another way of saying that is we want to see if we could predict a person's occupational prestige score based on these other 6 variables. According to our instruction, we'll do some things that we've done before. First, we look at the individual bivariate correlation. So that's strictly a bivariate correlation to determine which of the variables are related to each other. Then we'll run a regular regression. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just run the regular regression simply because we will get the bivariate correlations when we run the regular regression anyway. And if you recall, the way we do that, we go to Analyze, we go to Regression, and the Linear. Very good. So occupational prestige score, and I'm going to open this up a little bit so that I could see them better. So occupational prestige score is our dependent variable, and the others are, and I'll put these in the order that I gave them to you, the order of the independent variables: age, number of brothers and sisters, number of children, highest year school completed, mother's education, and father's education. So I'll scan through 1, 2, 3, age, number of brothers and sisters, number of children, highest year school completed, highest year completed by mother, highest year school completed by father. These seem to be the correct ones. So notice that the regression that we're doing is called, the method we're using is enter. I didn't tell you this last week. What that means is you will be entering all the variables in your regression, whether they are of value or not. So the next step would be to run the regression. And it'll take me a minute or so for the regression to run. And as usual, and I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on these, as usual, the first box, the first table, is the variables that are in our equation. You could check them to make sure that they're the correct ones, and you'll notice we have what the correlation is, and the correlation is 0.539 with the ANOVA. And so we could build our regression model by looking at the beta values in the coefficient box. So let me see, insert, I'm going to insert text, and I'm going to take this text and see if I could drag it at the very bottom. Does that work? I am trying to find a text. I'm trying to get a text box and copy, paste after. There we go. So I've just made a text box at the very end here, and so I'm not sure if this, okay, there we go. So I know this is a little small. Y hat HAT is equal to 9.475 plus 0.075 for x1, and we know that x1 is the age of respondent, minus 0.198 x2, and we know that x2 is number of brothers and sisters, and I'm not going to do them all, but you get the point. And if I could make this bigger, I will, but it does not. Okay, alright, I think I made them too big for this box. Let's see. No, I did not. So basically we could use the regression, we could use the coefficients to build our regression model. Very good. So we've not done anything new just yet. However, in this particular exercise, I am asking you to run the regression a second time. Now the instructions say run the regression with stepwise to see which variables show up. So at this point, I'm going to do analyze, and I'm going to go back and do my bivariate correlations. They didn't show up earlier on the way I thought they would. And so occupation, age, number of brothers and sisters, number of children, highest year school completed, and I think I'm missing one. Let's see which one I'm missing. Age, number of brothers and sisters, number of children, highest years completed by whom? By mother, by father, and my own. I think I'm missing one, this one here. Alright, one. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have all 6. I say okay. So what I'm doing is just running the correlation coefficients. I thought they were going to would have showed up when I did the regression, but they didn't. Occupational prestige score is the dependent variable, and notice that it's correlated to age of children, not very much. Same with number of brothers and sisters, number of children, not very high, although it's negative. Number of brothers and sisters is negative as well. And you could see what the correlation coefficients are, and you will also notice that even the ones that are close to 0, they are all significant. What that is telling us is that, boy, even age of respondent, although it is not very highly correlated, that correlation is significant. So here's the question that we can ask ourselves. Can we build a model with just 2 or 3 or 4, the ones that are really important, and what would those look like? Well, that's where stepwise regression comes in that it helps us understand, get a sense of which of these variables are most likely to be built into a model. So if we go back to our instructions, and I'm going to delete all of this. If we go back to our instructions, we're told to go to analyze, regression, linear, and we're going to put the same variables in, but this time we're going to change the method from enter to stepwise. And basically all that is doing is telling us use only those variables that are meaningful. And if we say OK, then guess what? In this case, only 4 variables are meaningful. And by the way, the level of importance or the order of importance is critical here. It says that highest year of school completed is the most important, followed by age, followed by years of education computed by mother, followed by father's education. Look at what the correlations are now. If we use only highest year of school completed, the correlation is 0.524. If we use highest year school completed plus age of respondent, that's what 2 is, it increases to 0.533. If we include the third, it jumps to 0.535, and if we include all 4, it jumps to 0.538. Okay, and we have an over table for if we only include 1, if we include 2, if we include 3, or if we include all 4. And in this case, we are going to select the stepwise regression that includes all 4. So in this case, we're looking at this information here. We're looking at item number 4. Can I see if I could? Can I highlight that? So that's the information I'm looking for. That's the line I'm looking for. And likewise, this is the line here, item number 4, that I'm looking for. All right. Again, we look at the coefficients and we see that if we could build a model with just one variable, one independent variable, which is highest year school completed. We could build a model with 2 variables, highest year and age. We could build a model with 3, or we could do what we really want to do, is build a model that has all 4 variables that showed up. Then we have the variables that were not included. We usually don't pay a great deal of attention to that because we already know. And here is where we would build or model. Let me see if I could insert a new text and see, I don't paste after. There we go. So in our new text box, or y hat would be actually these are the variables that are excluded, so let me delete. I'm going to delete that. I don't need that. This is the box I need. This is the table I need, and it is this last set of information that I need. So y hat, see if I could get back in this text box. Y hat is equal to 7.933 plus 2.505 x1, and in this case x1 would be highest year school completed, plus 0.078 x2, where x2 is age of respondent, and you would add these other 2 as well, just giving you an idea of what the answer will be. Very good. So that's all that is involved in looking at stepwise regression. So that is item A under the first Roman numeral, and under Roman numeral 2 and the 3, we're just doing regular regressions or other things that other statistics that we have done before. So at the end of the day, I'd like you to look at all 3 of these items. Item Roman numeral 4 is just other information that you need. So you don't need to submit this for a grade. We will be looking at these next time we meet. Hopefully this has been helpful. Okay guys, you take care.